Welcome to the Garage Network podcast. Join us and the occasional special guest as we discuss everything automotive, from fixing cars as a technician, owning an automotive workshop or business, overall work-life balance, and even the occasional laugh. In this episode of TGN Talks, we were joined by Russell from Mechanic Desk, and we discussed what's involved in changing over to a new workshop software. G'day guys, and today on TGN Talks, we're joined by Russell from Mechanic Desk. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm really well. Thanks for having me. Yeah. Hey.
No, very good. Thank you for coming. You were telling me earlier about how much spare time you have, so we thought, why not? why not
jam so much spare time, mate. So much.
Why not jam in an extra half hour with us as well?
Yeah, why not?
Don't want to get you bored on a Friday afternoon.
All right.
So Russell, we've got you on because we've got some questions that were running on the page. This is a frequently asked question actually on our page, and it's always about data migration and bringing people leaving a certain software to a different software. And I thought, who was to ask than the guys actually doing it, and giving a bit of insight, potentially as to what happens in the background, and what's involved. And how difficult is it for someone like if I've got a certain software that I want to transition to someone like Mechanic Desk, what is involved on my end, and is there costs involved, and how long does it take? So I think these questions get asked a lot, and if we can answer that for some of the members, it might be a bit beneficial.
No, for sure. Well, generally the first point of call is the actual software itself that they're coming from. So some allow and some don't allow data to be exported from them, or limited data to be exported. In some cases, we can get a lot of data out of it, and we generally set up a time with someone to export that data out, and then we can use that data to import it into Mechanic Desk. But there are times where how the software is set up doesn't allow for that data to come out. And in cases like that, there isn't really much that we can do without possibly having the client reach out to whoever owns the software to see if they can help get the data out. Now, in some cases, they'll help. Sometimes they won't. It's really about the software and the owners of it themselves.
So do you find sometimes that there's certain software companies will be like, oh, you want to leave us? Well, then buy.
Yeah, exactly. That's generally what'll happen. They'll know that at that point they want to leave the software, and they'll make it difficult, which is unfortunate, but it's the reality of things, unfortunately. But there are a lot of software out there where we can get data, and we will generally set up a time with someone to go through their software to see what we can actually pull out, and if it is possible. And that's something we don't really charge for. We just try to help someone out and see if we can get their data. Even if they're not coming to Mechanic Desk, we're happy to just have a look and see what we can do.
Yeah, wow.
And when it comes to transferring the data into Mechanic Desk, cost-wise, generally what we'll do is we'll import as much as we can. But the only thing we really charge for is when it comes to history, because that takes quite a while for our guys to build up, because it's constructing invoices for years and years of data. Generally, we'll just import about 3 years worth, just as to get them started, just free of charge. But after that point, we'll generally quote based on how much time they need to import into the system. So if they want their full 10 years worth of history, we'll generally quote them up a small price to say, hey, this is going to take our guys a couple of days to do. This is the cost, and then it'll generally be a couple of hundred, possibly. Depending on the quality of the data.
I can speak from experience with that actually. So I think many years ago, so I was using software when I bought a business and had the software and all that as well. And we had a bit of an issue where we were trying to update it wouldn't update, all this sort of stuff. So we called that provider at the time. And long and behold, it was a pirated software, of course. So when we bought it from the company that we bought over a company, and they were using that software, and this user has 375 users attached. It's like, oh, okay, what does that mean? It's like, well, long story short, he's copied and pirated and all this sort of stuff. Like, okay, well, how do we fix it? They actually didn't have much of a solution for us. Like, you got to start again, and that's when we started looking at other softwares, and we found Mechanic Desk. Well, I'm talking about years ago. It's got to be 6 years ago. I don't know how long. Probably quite a while.
Yeah.
It was very. I think it was quite early
before
on.
me.
It was quite early on when Mechanic Desk was, I think, very, very new on the block, and had all the great functionality that I could look for. Still don't use it to its potential, but they were by far. So you can't even take the credit. You weren't there yet. They were by far the easiest to deal with. I made a call, someone answered, and they made it seem very, very easy. So that was a good transition for us, and that made the difference. That made us, want to transfer over, and they were willing to do more than the current company that I was using. So that was pretty good.
I mean, that's what we're about. We focus on our support side as much as we can. Because software's nothing without the support.
Agreed.
So that's where we put our main focus, as well as the software, obviously. But we prioritize our clients and potential clients as well, more than anything else.
I love that. I think I know for myself as a business owner, that's the first thing I look at. Price comes second. We've always said that if support is good, product is good, very rarely is price an issue. It's only when all that falls over, then you start worrying about the price. Then everything's too expensive.
For sure.
Yeah, cool. So that's actually pretty useful information for people. So you mean they can get into a new software pretty low cost, realistically?
Yeah.
And what's needed by the I think I told you this earlier. So busy workshop owner. I want to do as little as possible and get as much from my time. How much work is that needed from my end?
Well, from the data export side of things, about 15 minutes of time.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Generally, we'll jump on their computer via like a team viewer or screen sharing software and have a look at the software, export it out, and then we'll just get it to send us the files or upload them into their trial. And then from there, our guys will work on it. And if there's any issues, they'll let them know. From there, when it comes to training, things like that, I generally give it about a week of back and forward conversations and training sessions. So I'd say maybe training sessions, maybe 2.5 hours to kind of get a solid understanding of your general workflows to kind of match what they do currently, to get them started and moving forward with the software. And getting the data in generally be about 3 days most of the time. For the majority of it, generally history can take a bit longer, but to get started in the system, you don't need the history. You just need the customer base and all your vehicles and your inventory, really. So we focus on that first and put the history in after. To make sure we can get them rolling and get them playing around in the software.
Yeah, excellent. And you guys have a lot of videos and stuff as well.
Oh yeah. We got about 50 support videos.
Yeah, they were really good. They helped us a lot when we were almost, because I was a little bit like, oh crap, how does this work? Let me call them. And my partner, because she's got a bit of an IT background, like, there's videos here, mate. Just look at the videos. Okay. It's good for people to know. So I guess the message out there, guys, if you're trying to do stuff, look for the videos first.
I mean, we're always happy to have a chat.
I know.
We love having a chat with our customers and helping them work out stuff and what's best for them, for their business. And that's why we're here.
Yeah. So, I mean, in saying that, what would be the best course of action? So if someone's watching this now and wants to learn a bit more about you guys, obviously we'll put a link down the bottom somewhere. But best plan of attack, you send you guys an email or a phone call?
Pop us an email. So through to our support line. So if you just email support@mechanicdesk.com.au, that comes straight through to me and the team. And then just call through our 1300 number as well, and they'll leave a message, and we'll generally get back to them within a couple of minutes anyway. And I jump on chat on our website as well. We've got a chat window there that'll come through to me. And just reach out. We're happy to have a chat and go through switching anybody over if they need help.
Perfect, mate. That's it. That's all the questions I have for you, mate. Anything else you wanted to say?
No, to be honest, not really. Like, I mean, we're pretty open about anything, and if there's anything that anybody has any questions about, just feel free to reach out. We don't like to promote ourselves too much.
Yeah.
We're always happy to have a chat with anybody who's just curious about the business or about Mechanic Desk and anything like
Excellent.
that. But yeah.
Awesome, mate. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on here. It's really
Russell.
awesome.
I'm sure we'll be back on. So I think
Oh yeah, sure.
we'll work on getting some maybe more pointy questions. Some may be harder. This seemed too easy.
Oh yeah. Throw them at me.
Yeah, we're gonna call out for the guys. Start looking for bugs. Go on, guys. Find some bugs.
Oh yeah.
Let's blame Russell for something. Love your work, mate.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Bye.
Don't forget to join our private Facebook page if you are an automotive technician, and also subscribe to our YouTube and our podcast channel. They are all called The Garage Network. Thanks, guys, and see you next time.